Oh my God! Oh, wowzers! That is quite extraordinary. And it's still, the boost, super boost is still on, I think. My God, that is quick. Brown car guy. Hi guys, and today I've got for you the new BMW 5 Series, specifically the i5, because obviously they're going on sale as the electric versions first. I'm at the BMW Drive event here at Farnborough International Exhibition Centre, of course Farnborough Airport, and we're going to take this for a drive. I'll do a walk around, I'll show you the boot, I'll show you the interior, and of course we'll take it for a drive and see what this new car is like, and we'll do all of that right after this. A brown car guy. Right guys, so this is actually the BMW, it's called the G60 generation. That's the 8th generation of 5 Series. This one is the i5 eDrive40 M Sport Pro. This is what this one is. The total price of this, I'll just give you the total. The basic price is 76,200. The total price is 92,570 pounds. I'll put all the spec and stuff on the screen maybe a bit later on. But you can see that this is the kidney grille. The kidney grille is actually closed, obviously, to reduce drag, but there you have the eye on it. It's illuminated, so you can see the light bar around there as well. You can see the quad lights, if you like, on this thing. And on the side, what you'll notice, this has got the 20-inch rims, by the way, but they also come with the 19, so I think the M Sport one gets the 20. Now you'll notice this black bar, which you can't really make out because this car is a dark blue color, but there's a black bar, black sill basically, and that's designed to sort of give the car a slimmer sort of appearance, just to slim it down a bit, because obviously it's a bit taller than a regular car. The other thing you'll notice is that the Hofmeister kink is there, but they've now put the 5 in the kink itself, so sort of accentuating that even further. And at the back you've got a sporty apron, so you don't have exhaust obviously, but you have what look like, you know, the hoods for the exhaust, so they aren't really. It's a cleaner shape at the back actually, pretty sparse in a sense, you know, with very slim rear lights. Now you can see the i5 and the eDrive40. It's got this carbon, very thin lip, boot lip spoiler there as well. Overall, I would say that it's actually a handsome looking car. Unfortunately, because of this dark color, it's the only one they had left when I ran for the keys. So I'll try and get you some footage, or it should be some footage overlaid of another car as well. But I think that actually, with the fact that it's got reasonably decent kidney grills on it, and it's got this kind of sleek saloon shape, it's not a bad looking car. It's pretty handsome. And of course you can actually get these as petrol as well. The 520 is the one that's going on sale, and there will be plug-in hybrids, 550 later on as well. So if I press button, there we go, and it opens up. There it is powered, as you can see, and there's the boot. It's quite deep actually, goes in quite a long way. And then of course you've got the split folding rear seats as well to give it some more room. Over here you've got a hook right there, pocket there with the first aid kit in it, and then under here I'm assuming cables. Yeah, so basically a cavity there in which you can store the cables, but not bad, quite usable, quite deep in that sense. Let's see, and then you've got your triangle and toolkit and stuff. That's quite a tradition actually, isn't it? BMW tradition. Let's see. Well, the toolkit is just basically a wheel locking nut. I think that's about it. But anyway, let's see what the rear cabin space is like. So here we are in the rear of the i5. Now, I think that seat needs to go forward a little bit, to be honest, because I've literally just grabbed the car. Now, interesting thing, I thought I'll turn it on in case the seat moves, but because I had the door open, it wanted to turn back off again. See, because the cars, like, they think for themselves. Anyway, I think that there's a little bit more room than you can see here because, and I'll confirm that once I get my driving position, and then I'll say once whether or not I move the seat forward. Look at that blue glow down there. That's quite cool, isn't it? Enough room for my feet. That's good. That's not bad, but quite tight though. No, not much wiggle room, but definitely I can push my feet well into that under the seat, so that's good. And then over here, you've got this little, I think you can put an iPad and stuff. Obviously, you got the USB-C charge point there, but I think you got an adapter thing that you get to put an iPad and stuff like that back there. Massive panoramic glass roof on this one. Down here, you've got all these touch controls for the rear, so that's quite handy. So it's basically a 4-zone with heated, I believe, seats as well, and more charging points, vents down there as well. The Bowers and Wilkins, so this has got the uprated one, because they normally come with the Harman Kardon, but this has got the, I think because the M Sport models have the higher spec, which is the Bauer and Wilkins sound system on this one. And nice seats over here. You got center armrest with the cup holders, and I wonder if that's a slot. Not sure. No, I don't think it is. But and also look at the trim on the seat belts. So that's quite good. It's I think apart from this being a bit closer than I thought, and I'll confirm once I get in the front. Other than that, it's quite roomy. It's quite comfortable. There's a good amount of glass room here as well, so it's not too bad. Let's see what it's like in the front. Right, so here we are in the car, and yeah, I think this seat is definitely too far back. So let's press the start button. You can see what happens. It all comes to life. And yeah, I do want to take that route, so I'll just say yes to that for now. So what it is, because we're on a launch event, and then we're given a route and stuff like that, so it's good to stick to the routes as much as you can. But so I will do that once we get on the move. But before that, let me show you the interior. So this is a complete one-piece screen here. There's the interior. Now I bet this is going to change. Now where are the modes? Oh, my modes. Oh, this has got my modes. Look at that. So if it's got my modes on it, where is the sort of sport mode and stuff then? What does that do? That doesn't do anything. You got boost. There's a paddle here with boost on it, so that should be worth a try later on if I get a chance. And then you've got down here, you've got the crystalline thing that they have now in the BMWs. What's this? This is a cubby box here. No charge points in there, but there's a wireless charger there. Wireless charger. I can't see them, but I'm sure there must be some more plugs here as well. So you've got the deep door pockets. You've got this line here. Look at this. This is memory. And look at this crystal area here where the light switches are. I mean, it's probably automatic, so you don't really need to use it, but it's crystal, but it's touch. Same along here. It's crystal, but it's also touch, you know, so you can actually, so it's ambient lighting and it's sort of crystalline look, glass, but you can touch it to turn on the control. Same here as well. So you can do that here as well. So, and the volume button is also, there you go. Also kind of crystalline. That's glass. The gear lever button is also like that. So if I do put it into drive, and what does that do then? That just tells you the driver settings, driver assist, chassis, iconic sounds. Okay, well, I don't know, I want the iconic sounds, I think. What's my modes? Here we go. So this is it. So if I go into sports, what does it do? It just goes red. So my modes, we'll keep it in, oh, look at all these. Oh, and we got digital art. What is that? Oh, wow. You know what? I'm going to leave it in digital art for now. So talking about the seat, let's move this into, yeah, a little bit more upright. So a little bit more forward, a little bit more upright. Let's see if we move this. Oh, it's powered. Okay, so that's powered. I got a heads-up display. Can you see that? It's color heads-up display, a bit low. There you go, big mirrors on the side. This is a mirror with, it completely goes up to the edge here, and I'm guessing that it's auto dimming as well. I like these surrounds here, carbon finish here, these surrounds for the Bauer & Wilkins. And then of course you will have a glove box there. There you go. What else can I tell you about this? Just quickly, I'll put this information on the screen as well. So 0 to 60 in 6 seconds. It's got 335 horsepower, 400 Newton meters of torque. It'll hit 193 kilometers per hour, it says here. I'll put the conversion on the screen. Yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know. One thing that's interesting about this car is that, you know, it's about the size of a 7 Series from about well, from about 20 years ago, that generation of 7 Series. This is actually about that size. And the price of it, this thing is £92,570. Wow. I think I mentioned that before, didn't I? So this has got the M Sport suspension, M Sport brake with red calipers. You can have blue ones as well. M Sport seat belts, all the rest of it. I'll tell you what, let's take it for a drive. Brown car guy. So first impressions immediately on driving it is that yes, it's a big car. You can certainly feel it's a big car. I feel like I'm sitting higher, although it's kind of weird because I'm actually constantly adjusting this to get the right sort of position. But although like I feel like I'm sitting deep in the car. So I'm not sitting on the seat, I'm sitting in the seat. So sometimes with the SUVs you're sitting on the seat, you feel like you're perched on the seat. In this one I don't, I feel like I'm sitting in the car. So I have a saloon, sedan, sporty type seating position. However, just in terms of my physical height and where I am relative to the road and relative to other cars, I feel like I am higher than normal. So it's kind of like a contradiction in that sense, but anyway, it's something that maybe it just takes a few moments to get used to. She's going to keep talking, so just ignore her. The screen is absolutely massive. I've been playing with the My modes because they do various things. Because the My modes, like I put it into, I don't know, it was relax, and it just automatically closed the shade, the light shade here on the panoramic roof. Sunshade, sunscreen, whatever you want to call it. So now I've got a heads-up display. I'm looking at the map as well. So when I change every time I change the mode, it changes the screen. So then I have to go into the menu and then select the navigation to bring the navigation screen back so that I can see the actual map, which is just a massive display on there. And then when you approach somewhere, then the map comes up. And there's a pretty big map actually, not just like an arrow in a road, but actually quite a full map comes up there. And I keep thinking, because I am near Farnborough Airport, I keep thinking that I can hear airplanes above me. But I think the noise is actually coming from the car. And it's quite an extraordinary thing. It's like a constant hum, a constant, like a high-pitched propeller whine, continuous sort of thing. And then there's some other sounds as well. Let me see if that's consistent. So far this is quite good. I mean, I can see all around. Like I said, I just feel like I need to go a bit higher, but then I don't feel like I want to go higher. So it's kind of like I'm just trying to get used to the seating position. I just drove the i4, and I think that seating position was far more. Yeah. So when you hit the accelerator, that's so weird. When you hit the accelerator, you get a kind of a. Wow, there's all kinds of noises going on, honestly. Like, this is kind of really intriguing and confusing at the same time. So that's really strange. I'm going to try my modes. Let's try and go into sports mode there. So now we're in sports mode.
6 minutes.
Of course, it's changed the screen again now. So now I have to go back into this and then go back into navigation. So that comes up. This has gone red now. That had gone red. You go into design mode and it's just kind of like it's like an art gallery, really. That's what it kind of does there. So, I mean, you know, it's a car that, it is a 5 Series. I mean, the 5 Series is like, you know, I remember it was the second and third generation 5 Series were highly regarded as amongst the best cars, not the best 5 Series, not the best saloon cars, not the best executive cars, but quite simply the best cars to own at the time. It was like, that's it, just get yourself a 5 Series and sorted. And even now, you know, if a 3 Series or 4 Series is a little bit on the small side for you, want something a little bit more substantial, then the default choice is always the 5 Series. 7 Series is quite ostentatious, quite a big thing, you know, and it's more sort of a, you know, like if you've got a bit of a more chauffeur lifestyle or, you know, super executive luxury lifestyle, then maybe. But really the 5 Series, I mean, this, like I said, this is a size of, you know, a 7 Series from several generations ago. Man, it does move, it does shift, no problem at all. Straight up to speed. But that sound is extraordinary. So it's kind of a burpy sound as well when you're accelerating and stuff. So there's a different sound when you're accelerating. If I clear a bit of a gap, I don't know if I can, I'm coming out. Wow, you know, it's literally like if you jump on the throttle, it's like a switch, and then you get wah straight away and it just moves. A little bit of regen braking going on there. And I've not even used the boost button, the boost pedal, so to speak. I don't even know what that does. A little bit of a clear stretch. So if I press the boost button now, super boost. Oh my God, you know, wowzers. I mean, not like breathtakingly quick, but still like, you know, pin you back quick. You know, it's that sort of thing. You know, it's still like, oh, okay, yeah, that was quick. You know, it's that sort of thing. But yeah, this is because this is the 40, isn't it? So this is not the one that's gonna, you know, give you a heart attack. Put it that way. But wow, it's a single motor, this one, isn't it? I think, yeah. Rear-wheel drive, but feels really planted, feels really solid. I mean, there's no squirminess. Or, I mean, I'm sure that there are systems that are controlling the traction and the deployment of the torque, but certainly nothing of concern. That's for sure. The ride a little bit brittle. Again, because I'm in the mode now, I'm going to have to change the mode again. Then, if I go into, I don't know, relax mode. But if I do relax, you see what's happening. It starts to close the thing, which I didn't really want it to do. But the ride, I'm still getting quite a bit of road raw and still getting a little bit of movement on the suspension. It's got adaptive suspension, I think, or certainly the range topper does. But it's quite firm, I have to say. It is quite firm, even on this relatively okay road. So, and again, just going back now into sport. And maybe I felt a slight weighting up of the steering there. Felt like a little bit to me. Steering weighting is pretty good though. You know, and it is obviously weighted. Feel, but you know, weighting definitely there, right sort of amount of weight into it. Nav, yeah. So again, so just have to like do that. I don't know why it doesn't just automatically give me the last screen that I'm on. But anyway, there you go. So let's go hard braking, no problem at all. Quite linear actually. You don't, I mean, honestly, when you're behind the wheel and you're driving it, you won't really notice the absence of a combustion engine. Because in fact, you know, you'll notice that it's electric because of the instant snappy acceleration that you can get out of this thing. But certainly the ambience, the feeling, the sensation of driving it, I mean, don't forget the 5 Series, even the petrol 5 Series, is quite a refined car already as it is. So therefore, you know, you don't get too much intrusion unless you go for like the really sporty versions with sports exhaust and stuff like that. So otherwise, really driving this just feels like driving any 5 Series, you know. There is a slight thing with the seating position where you feel it's a little bit, you know, you feel a bit more, it's sort of cross between a saloon, curious sort of mixture of a cross between a saloon and an SUV. But, you know, it just takes getting used to. But other than that, it's a comfortable car. It's large enough. It's like, I mean, you know, you get into this, you're like, why do you need the new 7 Series? Why would you need it? You know, you got pretty much everything, all the space comfort that you need right here, all the gadgets, all the technology. I mean, it's got a bunch of other features as well. So then, of course, it's got the apps. You know, you can remote with the app, and it's got games on this thing. So this is one of the things that they are increasingly thinking about in electric cars, is that when you're stopped and you're charging, obviously most of us will just jump on our phone, but if you don't want to do that, how to keep you occupied? You can play videos on here, you can watch videos, you can watch YouTube, you can play games. There's a whole bunch of games built into it, and the weird thing is that then once you use one of those games, what you can do is use your controller, your phone as the controller. How crazy is that? So just lifting off, it really slows down, the regen really sort of kicks in, but it won't come to a halt. So it has all of these, you know, clever features and facilities and all of this sort of stuff on it as well. Brown car guy. Okay, so whilst I'm here, I thought it's definitely worth having a go in the range topper. And this is the range topper. You can tell because it's matte. Is it matte grey or matte black? I suppose it's more of a matte grey really. This is obviously the G60. This is the i5 M60 xDrive Saloon. So this is the beast at the moment. So this is the equivalent of M5. That's a very odd thing. Look at all the sensors in there. It just makes it a flat plate there. The illuminated surround on this apparently stays on the whole time when you're driving it. So this thing has got 593 brake horsepower. It'll do 0 to 62 miles per hour in 3.8 seconds. It's got 795 Newton meters of torque. I'll put all the rest of the specs and stuff on the screen, but yeah, that's pretty much all you really need to know. It's got special wheels on this, of course, the 20-inch rims, but they're a unique design with the P0 on here as well, so they're quite fancy. And of course it's got the 5, but look at the matte finish on this, it's quite extraordinary. So it makes it a little bit more mean, doesn't it? Really quite a beast of a thing, that. And then the interior, again, it's got leather, and it's got a special leather actually. I don't know what they called it. I'll try and find the name, put it on the screen. But it's the best alternate leather apparently. So it's the best alternative to actual leather. So, you know, keeping in sustainability in mind and what have you. And here's the interior. So we're doing a bit of motorway miles now. So we're up to about 70 or just under 70 actually still, because there's a bit of traffic ahead. Very smooth, very quiet. I mean, I've got the stereo off. Obviously no engine noise. It has that unique orchestral sound that it has, which is quite phenomenal. Really interesting. I mean, again, I actually like it. I would love to hear your opinions on simulated sounds, artificial sounds. But this is not like an artificial engine noise. It's a kind of a more of a, I guess because I'm a sci-fi fan, that I like this kind of, it's sort of a sci-fi spaceshipy type of noise thing going on. Or it's like a violin that's being drawn really slowly sometimes, you know. That's kind of the effect that you get. There's lots of this car does, now boxed in now, there's lots of this car does, including, for example, at some point it's giving me a front view on the camera, front camera view on my screen in front of me. I'm not sure why it's doing that. I think when it's detecting a hazard or a speed bump or something. Just looking at the screen here, and again, if you go into, like, I don't know if you can see it on that camera, but I think you can just about make it out. But when you go into the menu, I mean, it's just got endless menu. And again, it does that thing where if I change the modes, and I have to go back into here and then find the navigation icon and hit that one. But I mean, endless stuff in there. I mean, literally, like, you know, you would need to live with the car for a few months to really, you know, understand and comprehend everything that it's got and everything that it can do. But I mean, out here it's just, you know, at home on the motorway. I mean, don't forget, I mean, these cars designed for the German Autobahn, aren't they? So it's just, it feels right here. It feels very comfortable. It's in sports mode. I've just left it in sports mode because, hey, why not? I'm not that concerned about the range because the charge actually was plugged in. So as soon as the cars are doing the rotation with the journalists, they're coming in, they're plugging them back in again, and then when the next journalist takes out, they take the plug out, and then off you go again. So it's got 157 mile range at the moment is showing. But I can't see, oh, 61%, at 61%. And considering that it's the afternoon now and it must have been hammered all day by various journalists, so that you can understand why the range indication is lower, because it would be based on how the car is being driven. Now, clearly, obviously, this car, like all modern cars, has got, you know, ADAS systems, the driver assistance systems on it. And on the motorway, I was allowing it to wander deliberately towards the edge of the lane to see how it would react, because some of these cars, like, they're so obtrusive that after a while you literally, they drive you crazy and you have to, like, find a way to turn them off. But this car, it was actually very gentle. It was actually very gentle, sort of tugging the wheel back. It's, oh, I think you've wandered over the lane a little bit, and just kind of just gently pulling it. It wasn't that kind of abrupt thing that some of these cars do. So and so far I have not found the ADAS systems to be very obtrusive. I haven't noticed them, apart from the way that this screen in front of me keeps turning into a forward camera. Apart from that, which I'm still not sure why it does it, but apart from that, it's not, I haven't noticed the systems at all. I'm sure they're there, I'm sure they're working. I haven't turned anything off, so I'm guessing they're all on as a default. So it's done that again. But But other than that, I think it's a very clever thing on BMW's part, I guess, because they know that since their cars are about driving and, you know, we don't want to have that much interference. I guess they're still trying to keep that interference, although it's there, they're trying to keep it, I guess, as subtle as possible. Very smooth, steering is nicely weighted, feel, you know. So let's give that, it's in sports mode, as you can see from the red bar here. That's not red, that's still blue, this is red. So, whoa! Oh my goodness! Okay, yes, that's a bit different. That does actually pin you back and make you scream a little bit, as you may have noticed. Now I'm going to try it with the boost engaged. I don't know if this is a good idea. Let's see. So super boost is now engaged, and oh my god! Oh, wowzers! That is quite extraordinary. And it's still, super boost is still on, I think. My god, that is quick. Now that is literally that. Oh my goodness, that could hurt you. That could hurt you. That punches you in the back properly. So that is where you go, oh, what is this? Now that is proper electric acceleration, quite literally. So I'm on a nice road, and as always happens, you know, you end up behind some slow-moving traffic on a nice road. So let's try and hopefully it'll clear soon. Wow. I mean, it's mild demolishing quick, isn't it? It literally will just blow distances to smithereens until you need to recharge it, of course. What's this? There's 149 now, so actually it's not doing too badly. More to come from BMW, obviously, when it comes to electric cars. By 2025, new class, what they call it, Nouvelle class, car that they showed recently, and they're talking about 25% more efficient, 30% longer range on the batteries. So yeah, range and stuff is increasing. So just driving through a village, and you know, I've just still left it in sports mode. To be honest, it's just fine, you know. Yeah, I don't think it makes that much of a difference. If we had longer with the car, we could really try it out in the different modes, but I'm just going to leave it in sports mode because I like the sound and I like the crazy acceleration, and I'm not worried about the range. It also has something that they've introduced now with these cars, it's worth mentioning, is a max range mode. So if you're running out of range, or you got to a charger and you're like, I need to go to another charger, whatever, and you're like, oh, I'm not sure if I've got enough range, you can hit max range, and that basically turns everything down. So it turns everything down, the performance, the climate control, everything, turns everything down so that it's using minimum possible, so that gives you the maximum range. So that's quite good. Here we go. Wow, I mean, just ridiculous burst of speed, whether you need it or not, and just covers ground so quickly, but poised, planted, you know, reassuring on the brakes, turning in, just literally carves the corner without even thinking about it. Very, very good. You know, it's one of those, again, with all 5 Series, you know, for a big car, boy, do they turn into sporty little things when you want them to. Let's just do a stop start, see how it does. Ready? And wowzers, that is crazy. All-wheel drive grip with motor at the front and the back, it just grabbed the ground and went, whoa! It was like it's wrenching the ground, literally like trying to take the tarmac away from the ground and going, right, we're going. I've got more momentum than you've got tarmac. My goodness, what a ferocious thing. There you go. This is just a family executive saloon car. What bonkers thing. Anyway, so there you go. This is the new 5 Series in electric form. There is going to be a hybrid version as well. Hopefully you might get to give that a go at some point, but for the time being, these are the ones that are out first. They're available now. If you can fork out the immense sums of money on these cars, I'll put it on the screen, but it's quite a lot. But it's worth it. From where I'm sitting at the moment, oh yeah, it's worth it. And the corners, you know, it's like literally big car. Chuck it around the corner, no problem at all. It doesn't. That's like, it's just shrugging its shoulders. Yeah. What? Yeah. Well, it's a thumbs up for me. I think BMW are doing a great job certainly with the saloon cars, I think. Anyway. So anyway, let me know what you think of it. Let me know what you think of the range. Let me know what you think of the I range. Let me know what you think of the new 5 Series, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Brown car guy. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please hit the like button and share this video as well if you can. And while you're at it, check out these guys who also sponsor my content. I am deeply grateful to them because it helps me to buy new equipment, put fuel in the cars, and yes, buy a cup of coffee. You can do the same. Just go here or right here on YouTube. Just hit these 3 little dots down here and click on thanks. Make sure you're signed in first. My content is free, but this is how you can help me keep it that way. I may even send you a gift. Oh, by the way, watch this next.